Sam, let's get to a little Nebraska basketball here. Obviously, 2 weeks ago, we felt a lot differently about this team than we do today. What have you seen in this 4-game losing streak that you think is real cause for concern versus, hey, this is something they can fix on the fly?
Well, some of it is, I think, the way that Fred Hoiberg has built the team, and he's said this many times. He has said, we need to be a gritty defensive team. We're not going to be able to do it just shooting the ball and playing pretty. And I think that's fine to say that, and it creates a solid culture. And I think to build a program on that identity is great. I just don't know if they're good enough defensively to be great defensively every night. Now, that statement probably doesn't sound like it makes much sense, but the reality is that, their defense is designed to take away the post and to try to rotate out and close out good on 3-point shots. And they just haven't closed out very well in recent games. They haven't closed out on the 3-point ball, and so other teams have made them. That's part of the concern. For me, there was a moment last night, and again, Aaron Ulis played well. Let's be clear.
If
there's a moment last night
during score.
Yeah. So the 12-2 run with 5 guys on the floor are 24-2-3. Mia was out there a little bit. Morgan was out there, and then Bukijo was on the bench, and so it was a group of guys, and Gary was out there. Obviously, 4 was out there. That's a group that if Gary's not making threes, that is a rough shooting group. That's Bryce Williams and a supporting cast, and that's asking a lot of Bryce in that moment. Hey, Bryce, you're the only guy on the floor right now who's making any shots, so go make one. That's tough, and I think. Connor Sejan, they play him sometimes. They don't play him other times. It's tough. And the other thing I would say, and I wrote this last week, I'm not going to belabor the point. I do think that their starts have been slow. They've fallen behind in 4 of the last 5 games. Against Rutgers, they didn't because Garrett came out and hit 2 threes. But if he's not making a shot, they start slow. And I do think you really have to think about getting Connor Sejan on the floor to start the game. If you're not, then you're hoping that Burke or you're hoping that Gary makes a 3. Offensively, they're just a little bit challenged. And this is Fred Hoiberg has had 6 point guards, guys, 6 at Nebraska. Only one of them has been what you would call a really good 3-point shooter, and that was Jamarcus Lawrence, and he got benched for Bryce Williams. So if you put those 2 together, they were a good 3-point shooter. But everybody else has not been. And it hurts him a little bit. It hurts him a little. They were obviously weren't going to get Chucky, but Chucky's shooting better, and Chucky's having a great season.
Louisville is legit too.
Yeah, they are. But Chucky's shooting. I don't even know. I don't have the numbers in front of me. 34, 35, 36. He's not 22.
Yeah.
And going into yesterday, Ulis was 18. Maybe he's 16 now. After yesterday, well, he shot 20%, so I guess he went up. But that's tough when your point guards are not a threat to make a 3, and they have not been. And so they're doing the best they can. And I did think Ulis pushed pace and played hard and did all the things that you want Aaron Ulis to do, but they do struggle to score at times, and it asks a lot of Bryce. And then when Connor Sejan comes on the floor, people are face guarding because they know they can. And last year when Casey would come on the floor, they could do that, but then CJ Wilcher was gonna burn you. You couldn't cover them all. And so does Sam Hoiberg and Connor Sejan have to play more? Does Sam Hoiberg start? I don't know. They got to figure out how they get a 3-point shooter on the floor in key circumstances so that they're not running dry. And they're just a little bit scoring challenged.